Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to play Forza Motorsports. We are going to start with the classic car series, right? I have done few tracks on in this classic car series, but I'm going to restart the series. Okay. So, what should we get this time? Last time I was playing with the Benz 190E. What about the Holden Commodore? I've seen one of these when I was back in Australia about 10 years ago. Yeah, they're really cool. And even these Ford Falcons, they are really common over there. BMWs, they're pretty common. And never driven the Alpine GTA Le Mans. Alright, let's go with the Holden. I would like to see what it feels like to drive. Let's go with our signature. Carbon black, carbon matte black. Alrighty, Silverstone. Let's make a few upgrades. Good, the game didn't freeze. Because last time I tried that it froze. Even though I've updated the game, it is still playing up.
Silverstone's track surface underwent a complete resurfacing and reprofiling, including the camber of some corners, addressing some...
These Holdens are complete Aussie muscle. The proper muscle cars over there. Even the new ones that came, they are pretty much front-engined and rear-wheel drive. I think the latest ones, the last model that was in the market was front-wheel drive. I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, it was a big controversy. But and they even made utility vehicles out of these sedans or saloons, as the Brits like to call it, or Europeans like to call it. But yeah, by utility vehicles I mean they call them utes, like pickup trucks made out of sedans. So they had some really unique look. So it would be a sedan in the front and a pickup truck in the back. I'm sure you know about those because they are pretty common. That's an iconic Aussie vehicle. Yeah, but I read a few years ago that both Holden and Ford, they have decided to discontinue this category, which I found really disappointing. I really loved those. I mean, especially the Malu. Was it Malu? Yeah, Monaro was the coupe, and Malu was the pickup version of Monaro. So yeah, they had a Corvette V8 in front and rear-wheel drive and no weight at the back, so it would just slip around like crazy. But they were so iconic, and the rumble that they made, the sound they made. Oh, I love those. Yeah, I miss those days of being back in Australia. They were good. Anywho, this car drives well. It's not as light as the Mercedes 190E that I drove earlier. I have few videos of it on my channel, driving around in a couple of tracks. If you want to check them out, you may. But other than that, feels good. Looks decent as well. Alright, I've done 2 practice laps and I've completed the bonus task. So I'll exit out of the practice session and I will continue straight to the race because I think 2 laps are more than enough. I generally only do 1 lap, but because I just did 2 laps this time. Let's start with position number 7 and see how things go. So we have 6 laps. I'll go with 7 laps worth of fuel. I think that should be enough. The Holden logo isn't that clear in the game. Yeah. It's low quality image. I mean, I know Holden is GM, but they are developed and engineered in Australia, most of them. But they also share some cars with Opel and Vauxhall, which is sold in Europe and UK respectively. Yeah, they sold these Holden Commodores and the Monaro in UK. I know that from Top Gear, the really old episodes of Top Gear. Yeah, and they reckon these were the best muscle sedans money can buy, which I would say is true because yeah, they are really popular in Australia. I had a few bumps here and there. Just a couple of minutes back. Let's try to avoid the bumps. So let's try to get to P1 as quickly as possible. Hey, the brakes are good. And they'll probably heat up by the end of the race. If that's even a feature in this game. I'm not so sure. But yeah, right now, brakes are good. P2. Only one more to go. Oh, the engine is so lazy. It's a low revving V8, isn't it? Yeah, proper American muscle engine. muscle car engine. So basically, they have an Australian body. Australia developed suspensions and with an American engine. Oops, that was a mistake. I needed to brake earlier. I've been doing the other part of the careers series where we drive the modern cars over at my Kick channel. So if you're interested in watching those, I do a live stream over there. You can subscribe, and we are currently on the third episode during the recording of this video. So if you are interested in one of those races, one of those series, I should say, and feel free. Please welcome. You're welcome to join my Kick channel. It's the name is the same, Mr. Rahu. Alright, we got a warning, 4 laps worth of fuel left, 3 laps in fact, and we are on the 4th lap, and we're about to finish our 4th lap, get into our 5th lap, so 2 laps remaining pretty much, and we have 3 laps worth of fuel left. I think we'll be alright. We'll end with about one lap worth of fuel in the tank. The car drives good. It feels a little heavy, but it feels good. It doesn't slither about. The back end doesn't, slip out for no reason, and the front doesn't understeer. It's it feels like a balanced car, a heavy car, but balanced car. When it rolls, of course, it's an old model, so that's to be expected that it rolls a bit. But otherwise, yeah, it feels good. Feels good to drive. Got a few bumps and scrapes here and there. Yep, it's a good grippy car. I am enjoying driving it. I braked late during the entry of the corner that we just did, and I was still able to manage the turn properly. But in some cars, it'll just understeer, and there won't be any control left. feels good in this on this track. I can't say of any other track, but it felt good on Silverstone. Alrighty, P1.
Good work out there.
Circuit de Barcelona. Barcelona. Alright, we have 5 races in the series. Now we are on our second race. So this time we are headed to Spain, right?
The wind direction at Catalunya can change drastically during the day. It's possible to experience aerodynamic drag and understeer.
Hey man, the car feels good. I wasn't expecting, I mean, such a good car. I wasn't expecting Holden to be such a good car. No wonder so many people love Holden back in Australia. Do you guys know Australian motor culture is basically divided into two. So you're either a Holden guy or a Ford guy, and they're really competitive with each other. So you either love Fords or you love Holden. It's it's like, are you a Republican or a Democrat, that sort of thing. Uh, like in America. So yeah, so over there it's either Ford or Holden. I always personally liked Holden cars because they were Australian cars, and you only get Holden cars in Australia and New Zealand, but I don't think anywhere else. So they were unique to Australia. So I really like that about Holden. Right, our bonus task is to complete the lap in less than 141.6, and we have done that. All right, so I'll end the practice session and we'll continue straight to the race, the main event. Right, previously we started from position number 7. Let's try position 9 this time. Maybe make it little bit more challenging for ourselves. We have 6 laps, so yeah, maybe I think it should be fine. Let's have 7 laps worth of fuel. It's 15% of the total tank. Let's see how things go. Guys, if you're wondering, I'm playing this game on the Xbox Series S, the baby Xbox. Not the big boy, the little one. The performance of Series S is quite adequate. I played the Unbound series on the Series S, and the performance was good. The game never froze, didn't behave unexpectedly, played well, it was well optimized, the graphics were good. I've uploaded the whole career series on this channel, so if you are wondering, you can go and check it out. We are at P3, and it's only our first lap. We jumped 6 positions. Yeah, something like that. We started at position 9, and we have a half a second penalty in total. I went wide. I should be able to take it. Overtake this. What is it? It's a Ford. What kind of Ford? Anywho. Yeah, that didn't go as planned. No worries. We'll catch up to him. I'm 39% sure. Yep, we have. And I got a huge penalty of 2.25 seconds. It's the total penalty is nearly 3 seconds. Oh well, what you gonna do? Life ain't fair, man. You have to be a bully to survive. Nobody likes a nice guy. Everyone's a bully. Everyone is out there trying to eat your life, metaphorically, and maybe sometimes literally. Alright, third lap. I love how lazy the engine in this car is. Feels like it just doesn't care. Yeah, you wanna win this race? No worries, boy. Right, we are nearly halfway through the race. I was looking at the rev counter, trying to figure out how far the RPM meter goes. I think it only goes up to 5,000 or something and then gears up. Yeah, six, 5.5. That's a really lazy engine, man. Like a diesel engine. Yeah, but of course it's not a diesel engine. Yeah, but it's a lazy engine. Yeah, even though it's a lazy engine, generally speaking, these lazy engines are the ones that last really long. They just won't die because engines are not stressed too much, so they last millions of miles or kilometers, and they just won't care. Engines won't care. All that they need is just a good service, and they're good to go. Went off the track a little bit. We're enjoying our P1, and we are on the fifth lap out of a total of six. I think in this race we might be able to lap few of the cars that are at the end of the race. Let's hope so, because I'm inching closer to them. Maybe not. Maybe not. We either need a longer track or more laps to achieve that. But I think I'll be able to catch up to the last car in the race. Maybe not overtake it, but I should be able to see it. Alrighty, about to enter the last lap of the race.
One more lap.
I was just thinking about different cultures, and I've lived in Australia for about 5 years, and I'm from the land of casteism, as the world knows it, India. So I was just wondering, I was just thinking about all the different cultures around the world, and I've lived for some time in Singapore as well. Not long, some time. I've been to Thailand as well, and yeah, I was just wondering which country might have the best culture. And the Australian culture popped in my head, and I think Australia has the one of the best cultures because they are so chilled out and laid back, and they are really fun people to talk to. So yeah, I reckon Australia would be at the top of my list out of all the countries that I've been to. I've been to Malaysia as well. Malaysia is just a conservative, Islamic conservative country, so there's that. That's all I have to say about it. let's continue to Grand Oak. Uh, I'm not going to upgrade the car right now because sometimes it freezes and I'll end up losing all the progress. Right now it's performing well, so I think it should be fine. So yeah, I think Australia has the best culture out of all the countries that I've lived in, and maybe I don't know America, but I think America right now is influenced by the woke culture and of course the communism and all that. So I think the influence of that is increasing a lot too much, and I think it's getting out of hand. But I don't think that's the case with Australia. Australia is pretty laid back, and they tend not to give a shit about all these, woke bullshit and all. And that's a nice looking car. Yeah. All the Aussies care about is their beer and their Barbie. Yeah. And their cars. I think that's the way of life. That's the right way of life. And of course, the weather is great over there. So, beer and barbecue, they go really well together with the weather. And like the Aussies say, talking shit. Uh, it's like when you're talking about things that are pointless. So it's like talking shit. Hey, what you think, mate? Just talking shit. Yeah, I miss those days. Alright, I've done one lap and the car seems to be performing well, so I think I'll end the practice here and we'll continue straight to the race, the main event. And yeah, out of all these countries that I've been to, I think my least favorite culture would probably be Malaysian because it's more of a it's too conservative, and then India because same situation here, similar situation, and many other problems that the country faces, especially with you know rape and stuff, which this country is becoming famous for around the world. So yeah, uh, I tend not to think too much about that because it just breaks break down your mental state if you think too much about these things. And yeah, of course nobody cares over here about what the right thing is, the right thing to do. Nobody cares about that. People just care about making money and scamming each other and all that. Anyway, I'm not gonna get too much into it. So yeah, damn it, why do you need to slow down so much? Dude, that didn't take long. We are on our second lap. Let's go for the P1. I like this track. The turns are really wide. I mean, I also like narrow tracks as well, like that Maple Oak track that is in. I think it's in Canada. It should be because it's maple. There's maple in the name. Anyway, I see you don't need to slow down so much over here. You can easily make the turn at a good speed. I don't know why it's in the previous lap why the AI slowed down so much. Anyway, it's a pretty fast track. I mean, you don't need to slow down too much here in the corners. Either that or the brakes of my car are really good. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't need to brake in that corner. I just lift up a little on the gas pedal and I was fine. Alright. I understayed here. Overshot. I needed to brake a little earlier. I made the mistake here. Yes. That was my fault. Ooh. I have 5 laps worth of fuel left and I think I have 4 laps to go. So it should be alright. Made a little mistake over there. Didn't brake when I should have. It's driving really well even if it's raining. The car, I mean, because it's a rear wheel drive, I was expecting it to slip and oversteer and all, but it isn't. It's driving quite well. I've noticed this in Forza Motorsports. The moment you touch the grass a little bit, the car just goes haywire and it'll start losing control. I think it feels like an exaggeration of what should actually happen in real life.
Three more.
All right. I got a warning of 3 laps worth of fuel remaining, but we have about 2.5 laps to go, so we should be all right. The graphics in this game are good. I mean, they are not rubbish. They are good, I would say. There are glitches here and there in this game, but that's to be expected from Microsoft. They generally do a bad job at the beginning of the launch, and then slowly they update the thing. So I do hope that they do make this game well polished, whatever you want to call it, a well polished turd. I don't hate this game, but I don't love it either. It's a fun game. I enjoy driving. So, and this is probably the best driving simulator on the Xbox and probably on PC as well, because Gran Turismo, I don't think they are doing well. I think they have lost the plot. I'm not so sure about what their status is. And of course, it's Gran Turismo is a PlayStation exclusive. I don't know if it comes on PC, but it probably does. But yeah, it's Sony's attempt. I don't. I mean, I'm not saying I hate Sony or anything. Don't get me wrong. I actually, my first console was that I bought with my own money was actually a PlayStation back in Australia. Yeah. Well, I think I bought it at the wrong time because I bought it and I think a few months later the PlayStation 3 came out. I bought the PlayStation 2 Slim and a few months later PlayStation 3 came out and I was like, "Oh man, what the?" And I just, life happened and I never got a chance to get the PlayStation 3.
Final lap.
Man, it's raining really hard. Rain is my favorite weather and it's making me feel really cozy. Right, we got 1 lap worth of fuel left. Why did I take off the headphone? It's because I thought someone was knocking at the door. Alrighty, we're about to finish the race at P1. Here you go.
Great work. We finished P1.
We were about 9 seconds quicker, or something like that, from P2. Alright, let's continue to Nürburgring. Hold on, which one is it? It's the race number 4. Second to last. Guys, I'm wondering, what is your favorite country when it comes to cars? What country's car brands do you think are the best, or what country makes the best cars? Is it Japan, is it America, or is it, say, UK or Germany or French, Italians, of course? Which ones which one do you think is the best, or which one's your favorite? Which country? Not the brand, which country? I've personally leaned towards German cars. I mean, yeah, I've always liked Mercedes-Benz, and considering BMW and Volkswagen and all its sub-brands such as Audi, etc., I think they make the most interesting cars. Then America as well. America makes some really good cars as well, but generally American cars are not famous around the world. They're mostly famous in North America, Canada, maybe South America, and few other regions, but not around the world. They're not famous here in Asia. We had Ford, and they left the country a few years back because they couldn't innovate, and the market here is really competitive, and people want more for less, and you can do so much when the market is like that. So generally the Korean brands and the Japanese brands are more popular here. Kia, Hyundai, Toyota, Suzuki, and of course our own two main brands. Right, let's exit out of the practice session and let's continue straight to the race. So yeah, our two famous brands, Tata and Mahindra. They are the Ford and Holden of our country. They mainly focus towards making SUVs. They don't make sedans, not right now, because sedans are not in fashion these days. Alright, let's start from position 10. I wish they told us how many laps the game, the race is going to be for. It seems like it's going to be a foggy day. The performance division of Holden uh, in Australia is called HSV, which stands for Holden uh, Special Vehicles. And to counter that, Ford has FPV, which meant Ford Performance Vehicles. So yeah, I don't think Ford uses that badge anywhere else other than Australia. What? Why? Why did you hit me? Man, this AI car is going crazy. This is bumping into every other car. It's a foggy day. I like a foggy day. It feels cozy and romantic to me. Of course, I don't speak for everyone, but that's how I feel on a foggy or on a rainy day. Cozy and romantic. Honestly, I should have been in Europe. Europe should have been where I lived, because the weather over there, it's that weather is what I enjoy the most. I just need a long straight and I should be able to overtake P3.
Total time penalty is about a second.
I don't understand their penalty systems, honestly. What the logic behind their penalty system is, I don't get it. Sometimes there is no penalty for taking a shortcut, and sometimes there are huge penalties for such a small off-track mistake. See, I got a warning for that. That was a proper shortcut, and I didn't get a penalty for that, but and I got a warning. But for that little mistake, I got a point 0.8 seconds worth of penalty. Honestly, it just doesn't make sense to me how their logic works. Maybe they are just choosing out of random from a set of different, warnings and different times. They're just, picking up
Total time penalty is about 3.5 seconds.
random times. So now I got a 2.25 seconds worth of penalty because I didn't break in time. But when the AI hit me, did they get a penalty? Who knows? Anyway, there are so many bugs in this game, and so many people are complaining about these things that I'm talking about here. It's not just me, being annoyed. There are a majority of people who are playing this game saying the same thing. And have you seen the star rating of this game on Xbox Store? I think it's 1 out of 5. It's that bad. Gets 1 star. We are race. We have less than 3 laps to go, and we have 3 laps worth of fuel left. The weather is foggy. The car is all dinged up, but we are having fun, and we are also understeering once in a while and going off the track because why not? Damn thing sparks. Alrighty, 2 more laps to go, and I hit this corner, but this time I did it alright. The hairpin. Oops. I think the driver is a little sleepy. Alright, we are about to finish our lap number 5. Yep, we are about to start our lap number 6, the final lap of the race, and we only have about 2 laps worth of fuel left. The suspensions are fine, the tires are fine. The few bumps and scrapes on the bonnet and the front bumper. Other than that, the Aussie seems to be fine. And now I got a no penalty for that. That was clearly a shortcut that I took. I mean, I didn't do it intentionally, but it was clearly a shortcut, but I didn't get a penalty for that. Well, 3 seconds worth of penalty. That's all I get. We are at car level 15, which I don't know is what it's for or what difference it makes. or what's the benefit of those levels. I still haven't figured it out, and I've been playing this game since the release. So, yeah. All right, P1.
Nicely done. P1.
Guys, did you hear about the new WRC game that's coming out soon? Oh yeah, Maple Valley. That's one of my favorite tracks. I think it's coming out on November the 2nd this year. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I hope it comes on the EA Play Pass
Turn 1.
thing.
Maple Valley's
Probably will.
Farmhouse Carousel has multiple racing line options, depending on how fast
Let's
you
see.
enter from the front straight and how.
The reason is I have the Xbox Game Pass with the EA Play Pass included in it. So if it comes to EA Play, I won't need to buy it. I'll just get it as a subscription. I got Unbound the same way. I never bought it. I just got it as a subscription, and I just played the game. I'm doing the same thing with the Forza Horizon and this one, the Forza Motorsport as well. Oh yeah, I love this track. It's so fast. On this track, it feels like you're about to lose control of your car at some corners because they're so bumpy and wiggly, and really tight corners as well. The track is really tight. It's not a wide track, and it's in the hills. So there are all these elevation changes every now and then. So yeah, it feels really good to drive on this track. This car is performing really well here. I mean, I think it's one of the best performing cars, honestly speaking. I've driven the Volkswagen Golf R. I've driven the Mercedes A-Class, the E63 AMG, and I also drove the Corvette on this track. And I also drove the Mini Cooper and a few more. I can't remember. I think yeah, the Subaru Impreza. I drove that as well. Yeah, I mean, out of all those, somehow this old 90s Aussie Beast is the most fun to drive on this track. Weird. Alright, I'm gonna stop the practice session here and I'm gonna start the race because this is getting too much fun. I think it'll be more fun during the race. Compared to the previous track, this track is like 100 times more interesting. The previous track was boring compared to this track. Alright, let's start from position number 10. Let's lighten up our car a little bit. We have 5 laps, so we'll go with this with 6 laps worth of fuel. Alrighty. Jesus. What the hell was that? I think someone got too excited. Thank you. Why are you dressed up like a taxi? No. I need to gain positions. I'm not here playing Demolition Derby. I need to be at P1, come on. I started at P10 and I'm at P14. Damn it. A good thing the track is long. So I should be able to get in the top 3. Thank you. P9. Hold on. Malvo is allowed to advertise here in the video game. That is going to be played by kids. Interesting. But they aren't allowed to advertise on telly or on billboards, which is okay. But they are allowed to advertise here in a video game made for kids. Interesting. Interesting world. Interesting. Yeah, interesting world that we are living in. Interesting times that we are living in, I should say. Oh well. What you gonna do? It overstays. It overstays politely. I like it. Thank you.
Three to go.
I took two cars out of track, and I didn't get a single penalty. What kind of penalty system is that? Truly doesn't make sense to me. Guys, I think we'll have to settle with P4 maybe. I doubt I can get P1 in this one. Sorry, guys. But we'll keep trying. Until the race ends, the door of opportunity is open. Sorry, guys, I'm not talking too much. I'm trying to concentrate, trying to overtake these two bastards, and I messed it up. I messed up again. Sorry, guys. I need to brake a little early. Yeah, that's the one. Right, we are at P4 now. Are we going to be in top 3? I doubt it, but let's keep trying. Guys, it seems like it's not going to be a picturesque ending, and we will probably end the chapter, this episode, at position number either 4 or maybe position number 3 if we are lucky, because we are about to enter our last lap and I'm still at P4. Getting to P3 is going to be a challenge, let alone P1.
One more. Finish strong.
I doubt it. Fuel warning. Right there in top three now. Man, this is getting intense. I highly doubt I'll be able to catch up to P2. Considering how far it is and we are about to finish the lap. Yeah, P3 guys. P3. No worries, at least we are in top three.
Well done. We finished P3.
At least I got to the podium. Yeah. Interesting look. Alrighty. Alright, guys, I'm going to end the episode here, and in the next episode, we'll continue the series. We'll start the MX5 challenge. Alright, guys, take care. Have a good night. Bye bye.